Greetings, everyone. This is Volt, back with what is going to be probably the final installment of Arkham Horror Like It's 2018, where I've been challenging myself to go through pure solo, return to the Night of the Zealot, inserting Curse the Rougarou, the first standalone, where it made sense to do so, trying to accomplish all of the achievements listed in the Return to the Night of the Zealot box. We only have two left. One, defeat the Ghoul Priest using Lita Chantler's reaction ability, which I remain kind of baffled hasn't happened organically, but it hasn't happened yet, so we're going to try to make it happen. And number two, and far more of an overshadowing presence, Arkham expertise, win the campaign on expert difficulty. And to accomplish this, I am bringing my good friend from the core set, since way back when this was originally published, Agnes Baker, the Sorceress. Let's take a look at the deck. So, what are the components that I'm dealing with here? Agnes, as a refresher, has 5 willpower, 3 agility, and 2 intellect in combat. 6 health, 8 sanity. Her special ability, after horror is placed on her, reaction, you can deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location. Limit once per phase. So it can be used in the Mythos, in the investigation phase, in the enemy phase, in the upkeep phase. And her Elder Sign is just +1 for every horror on her. This testless damage effect is why I'm bringing Agnes for expert difficulty. We're not going to be able to avoid the bag completely, but my goal is to leverage her very high starting willpower and cards that even in this very early in the game card pool allow me to raise that willpower higher to be able to get to big numbers for the tests that matter using will. So even a chaos bag with -8 in it, I have a reasonable shot at passing some tests. And also leveraging her testless damage to get some extra damage on the enemies that I don't need to cast tests for, instead leveraging her sanity as a resource. So with that in mind, what have we put together? Well, remember, for the other achievement, I need to defeat the Ghoul Priest using Lita Chantler's ability. I don't actually want to add Lita Chantler to this deck. Lita Chantler boosts combat, which is not really the goal here, although I have it as a sort of safety valve, which we'll see in a minute. But instead, but more importantly, to get Lita Chantler while winning the gathering, you need to take a mental trauma. I don't want mental trauma. I want to use all of Agnes's sanity as a resource to deal damage to enemies by taking horror. That's also why I don't have arcane research in this deck. We are not getting that extra experience. It's more important to start every scenario with a full reservoir of 8 horror. So, how are we going to get the achievement? We're going to parlay Lita Chantler successfully in the gathering and defeat the Ghoul Priest in the gathering while Lita is there with us. That, though, means I need to pass a book 4 parlay test. So, that's why there's fine clothes. It is in here for one reason and one reason only, to bring the parlay test down to difficulty 2. I will still need book boost. I've got a couple unexpected courages. I don't have perceptions. Instead, I have 1 arcane studies. The idea being, before the end of the gathering, get fine clothes out, get arcane studies out, get a reasonable hand, and by pumping resources into this to boost my book for just the parlay test, we can then hopefully finish off the Ghoul Priest with an attack from either a fully pumped fire axe or, more likely, a shriveling blast that then Lita can do the last final bit of damage on. After having softened up the Ghoul Priest a bit with Agnes's ping ability, either just naturally by taking horror, like I'm sure a move to the parlor with the Ghoul Priest engaged to take a hit but deal a damage back is in my future, but also through the classic Agnes tools of Forbidden Knowledge, the asset that lets you exhaust it to take a resource and take a horror, which for Agnes means take a resource and do a damage to an enemy, and Painkillers, which lets you heal damage by taking horror, which for Agnes also means doing damage to the enemy. So that's the suite of extra cards specifically for that goal. But I also have to get enough clues in the gathering to get there. So, flashlight, vital. There are multiple locations in the gathering and also several in the Midnight Masks and in Curse the Rougarou that are Shroud 2 or below. Flashlight is my answer for those. With a look what I found also in my back pocket. Higher Shroud, we have a Drawn to the Flame. Again, a classic, well, any mystic, but, you know, came out in core. Agnes is the core mystic. Agnes is on the art, classic for her. And one Rite of Seeking. I'm only running one. I have tinkered with this. And I think running one is the right call. I need, even if I find it late in the scenario, in the gathering in particular, so long as I can find a flashlight early and some means of getting past the Shroud 3 in the study, which could be flashlight with look what I found in my back pocket. Could be lucky. Lucky is very important, I found on expert, because it's so difficult, if at all possible, to cover the whole bag. With lucky, you can more easily afford covering like half the bag and having this in your back pocket when the -4, -5, -6 show up. You'll probably still fail on the -8, but that is what it is. And then, of course, for fighting, I've mentioned the Fire Axe. I've mentioned Shriveling. Shriveling is classic for Agnes. The fact that it does horror on the blowback lets Agnes do another point of damage for her troubles. We're bringing extra horror soak in the form of Agnes's boyfriend, Peter Sylvester, and a Holy Rosary to also boost willpower. Peter boosts agility. Upgraded Peter, which I'm probably going to be the first upgrade I take, of course, also boosts willpower. Fantastic for Agnes. What else have we got in here? Wards of Protection, mainly to protect against things like Ancient Evils, since Agnes is very good on the willpower tests that will be coming out of the encounter deck. But also note, since Ward of Protection, you take a horror as part of that, that's also a way that Agnes can use her ping ability in the Mythos phase. So, and then we've got 2 Fearlesses, which can heal horror. There is precious little horror healing other than Fearless available in this card pool. I thought about the Arcane, Clarity of Mind. It's so slow. An action and resources to play it, and an action to heal a horror. It isn't workable. I don't even have access to Thermos yet. That wasn't printed at the time Return to the Night of the Zealot came out. If I had Thermos, then there'd be something to be said for taking 2 arcane researches to have 2 mental trauma, and then each Thermos supply healing 2 horror. But that is not the card pool we have. So instead, we've got the horror mitigation, we got Fearlesses, we of course have Gutses and Unexpected Courages. We also have 1 Fight or Flight. I like Fight or Flight quite a bit, coupled with Fire Axe, so that if I'm otherwise out of juice by the end of the gathering, and or in a situation where victory point ghouls need to die, and I don't have the shriveling charges, because let's face it, I only got 2 shrivelings, slamming down Fight or Flight to get a huge boost to combat and agility if I needed it, but assuming I have a bunch of horror on Agnes by that time, suddenly I can do a bunch of high power Fire Axe hits. That could be a very important round. That's why I'm keeping 1 of those. Yeah, that is the deck. I don't expect to ever play the Heirloom. You need more spells for this to be meaningful, and that is not the deck we're running. So this is basically a Guts or Overpower light. Dark Memory is always a pain. That's her weakness. What you're going to do? You're going to play it. That's what you're going to do, and put Doom in the agenda. Excuse me. Got a couple cards in the side deck. Peter Sylvester level 2 should be no surprise. Spirit of Thame, to give yourself +2 on a spell test on a spell card, plus leveling up Shriveling, is my plan for getting past more difficult fight tests later in the campaign. And we'll talk about this card when we get to the finale. So that's the deck. We're going to see how it performs. Pausing here, going to set up Return to the Gathering. Be right back. All right, right, here we go. Return to the Gathering, Agnes Baker, Expert Difficulty. Let's pick our random basic weakness from the remaining ones from our pool that haven't shown up already. It's Chronophobia. Are we running out of time? Probably. Let's take a look at our opening hand. Peter Sylvester early is excellent. I might keep the Forbidden Knowledge as a way that I could kill things. Fine Clothes I want later. Fearless and Unexpected Courage I really want later. What I'm looking for is Flashlight or Rite of Seeking. Let's see what we get. Drawn to the Flame, also not bad. This will allow me to deal with the 3 Shroud location at the beginning. I don't know why I got all this guts when I got nothing to commit for. I'm probably going to need to draw 3 cards early. Which, sure, why not? Okay. We're in the study. 3 Shroud, 1 Clue. You can double action and draw 3 cards. Doom track of 3 on the first agenda. Shuffle this up. We need to spend 3 clues in the guest hall. What are we starting with? I think I need to... Yeah, we're just going to go for this. We're going to spend 3 to play Peter Sylvester. We're going to play Forbidden Knowledge. This is probably a bad idea to do last action, but it is what we're going to do. We're going to play Drawn to the Flame. What's our encounter card? The Zealot Seal. Well, with 3 or fewer cards in hand, I take a damage and a horror. At least the horror can go on Peter. Okay. And we get the clue. Good. Fine, I'll take it. All right. Peter heals. No enemies on the board. We upkeep into a Ward of Protection, which is really here to block Ancient Evils. That's probably all I'll play it for. We're at 1 of 3 Doom. Our encounter card is... Remember what I was just saying? Ancient Evils, Ward of Protection. Put the horror on Peter. Boom. Gone. All right. I need cards. We're going to spend 2 actions to draw 3. Well, there's my second Peter Sylvester. There's also Painkillers and a second Ward of Protection. We're going to play the Painkillers because we have them. But we're probably still going to draw more cards next time. All right. Peter heals. No enemies. We upkeep. Look what I found. I would prefer to save that for one of the potentially double clue locations in the second act of the game. But if worst comes to worst, I mean, this can deal with the 2 Shroud location. Right. Mythos. We're at 2 of 3 Doom. What's our encounter card? It's Rats. We're not messing around with this. We're going to immediately use our Forbidden Knowledge or use our Painkillers. I think... the Forbidden Knowledge to get the resource. So we'll take a resource, we'll take a horror, and we'll use the Agnes attack to kill those rats. Okay. Honestly, I think we draw 3 again. I realize I might need to discard down the hand size, and if that means I lose the second copy of Peter Sylvester, so be it. We're going to draw 3. Come on. Interesting. All right. Lucky between Lucky and Look What I Found, I can probably just go for these low shrouds raw. Fight or flight. Okay. Just in case things really go sideways. And so that I don't have to discard, we're going to play Emergency Cash. All right. Finally, like 3 rounds later, we might be ready to leave the study. No enemies on the board. We upkeep into Fire Axe. Okay. All right. Okay. Mythos. We're at 3 Doom. We either take 2 horror with the card with the advancement, or we discard a card at random from our hand. I hate taking the horror because it is our ammunition. But then again, so also are the cards in hand. Like if I lose the Lucky or the Look What I Found, I'm really gonna be behind the 8 ball in terms of advancing the game and getting these clues. So I think I need to take the 2 horror. At least one can go on Peter. Okay. Right, we're now at Doom Track of 7 for the second agenda. Our encounter card is an Obscuring Fog. Thank you for the whiff, game, since we don't care about the Shroud of the Study being increased. Okay. Well, we'll play the Fire Axe, and then we'll move twice. Once into the Guest Hall, 1 Shroud, 0 clues. And then next, I think we do the bedroom. The bedroom? Bedroom is 2 Shroud. If you fail, you discard a card at random. Which is not great if my plan for it is look what I found. Bathroom is 1 clue, 1 Shroud. If you pull a funky symbol, that's the end of your turn. I actually think we're going to go to the bathroom first. If I wind up using Lucky to get that clue, and then look what I found to get the other clue, and wind up discarding one of these cards, that's not the end of the world. Right, okay. We're in the bathroom, that's it. Peter heals, no enemies, we upkeep. An Unexpected Courage, fine. We're 1 of 7 Doom. Our encounter card is Frozen in Fear. I mean, I got commits, but I kind of wanted to leave this room. I'm, of course, thinking about, do I want to ward this? I think, no, I think I need to... What did we see? We saw 1 Ancient Evils. There's 2 more in the deck. So I could reasonably, with a Guts, likely pass. All right, I'll let this go. Can I accomplish what I want to do without losing an action? I could investigate. I could commit Unexpected Courage to be 4 on 1, and I have the Lucky in my back pocket. That might be the way to go. And then Guts the Frozen in Fear. I'm thinking about whether I want to draw a card first, in case I get a funky symbol that would end my turn. I think I do. Let's draw. Holy Rosary. Yes, we'll play that. And now we'll investigate. So, and I'll commit this Unexpected Courage. So we're testing 4 against 1. We're 3 up. Okay, Skulls -2. We pass. We get the clue. That does end our turn. But that was our last action. Now we attempt Frozen in Fear. We'll commit a Guts. Be 7 on 3. No, excuse me. To be 8 on 3, thanks to Holy Rosary. 5 up. -5 is somehow a pass. And Guts draws us a Flashlight. Okay. All right. Going not bad so far. All right. No enemies on the board. We upkeep in 2. Dark Memory. All right. We'll need to spend an action, get rid of that. But honestly, better that it happens while I peter out and resources to play it. Mythos. Come on. 2 of 7 Doom. Chill from Below. Has willpower 3. For each point you fail by, discard a card at random from your hand. For each card you can't discard, take a damage. I mean, I'd love to let it discard Dark Memory, but it has equal chance of discarding the Flashlight, which I think would be catastrophic. I have Ward of Protection, and I have Lucky, so I think I just run this. 6 on 3. We're 3 up. -1 is a pass. All right. Well, let's play the things we need to play. We have to play Dark Memory. So no, Peter doesn't take horror. Instead, we add doom. Right, which is unfortunate. But we're going to play that flashlight because losing it, like I said, would be catastrophic. And we move back to the guest hall. I'm pausing to think, do I want to use Forbidden Knowledge to get a resource while Peter can absorb the horror? I'm kind of thinking maybe yes. Since I'm gonna want to have resources to play things. Yeah, my gut is telling me yes. Peter will take the horror, I'll take the extra resource, and then Peter heals at the end of the investigation phase. No enemies on the board, we upkeep. Fearless. Horror healing. Okay. I'll take it. Yes, please. 4 out of 7 doom. What do we got? We're frozen in fear again. Do I ward this? Probably not, right? Like I've got a lucky, and I'm 3 up on the test to actually get rid of it. The issue, though, of course, is that in the guest hall you can't draw. So it's not like I can just draw 3 cards to get value out of this turn. I am going to be eating the action loss to move down into the bedroom and get a clue. But I do think it is more important to keep my ward of protection for an Ancient Evils. This is losing me maybe in 1 action. Ancient Evils loses you 3. All right. So let's do that. We'll spend 2 actions to move down into the bedroom. 2 shroud, 1 clue. If you fail while investigating, discard a card at random from your hand. We will use the flashlight. We're testing 2 against 0. -3 is still a pass. We get this clue. Now we attempt the frozen in fear test. Am I fearlessing? No, I think I want to keep the fearless for an enemy. I think we just run this. 6 on 3. We're 3 up. Ooh, -6. Not even lucky is going to cover that. Well, hindsight, right? You can't cover everything. Okay, no enemies on the board. We upkeep into second fearless. We're at hand size. Mythos, 5 of 7. Dissonant voices. Can't play assets or events. Interesting. What I'm thinking about now is, again, eating the fact that eating the action loss from Frozen in Fear, moving back here, advancing, which will trigger a willpower 4 test. And if you fail, you discard cards from hand. But maybe I throw... honestly, maybe I throw both Fearlesses into it to heal this horror. I'd be testing 8 against 4 with those. And even with the -6, I could pass with lucky. I mean, I'd be failing on the -8, but that's just expert mode, baby. Yeah, I think that is the way. All right. Again, hate the action loss, but it's the way to go. We're going to spend 2 actions to move back to the guest hall. We will spend our 3 clues to advance. Oh boy, this is almost... I was kind of not tracking this. All right, we got to hurry it up. So, we put the hole in the wall into play. We move there. Then we test willpower 4, and we discard a card at random from our hand for each point we fail by. So, let's set everything up. Hole in the wall. We move there. 1 shroud, no clues. We put the attic, cellar, and parlor into play. Here's the parlor. Can't move there. The attic collapses the waveform. The cellar collapses the waveform. Now, we're testing willpower 4. I will commit both fearlesses. So we're 8 against 4. Sure. How many of us saw that coming? So we discard 4 cards plus the fearlesses. 1, 2, 3, 4. The game held me down and beat me some more. Okay. We're down to a guts and fight or flight. Let's walk to the attic. It's the original one. 1 shroud, 2 clues, victory 1. At least my flashlight will work here. I do take a horror when I enter, which will go on Peter, who will then immediately heal it at the end of my turn. Frozen in Fear. We're testing 6 on 3. I think I need to guts this. 8 on 3. We're 5 up. -3. Didn't need it, but it's at least gone. And I draw my weakness. It was all going so well. Okay. Really funny. All right, no enemies. We upkeep. What do we get? Rite of Seeking. I mean, I can flashlight the attic, and Rite of Seeking might get me the cellar. This Distant Voices goes away. Does this hit me? I got this on the Frozen in Fear test. Let me check the timing. At the end of your turn. And then this is at the end of your turn. I think this hits me, unfortunately, because at the end of your turn timing point hadn't yet passed. I have to take a direct horror. All right. Okay. 6 of 7. We're going to draw Ghoul after this turn. And boy, are we not well prepared. What's our encounter card? It's a Ghoul! We're not well prepared! Grave Eater, fight 2, health 2, evade 2. After it attacks you, discard a card at random from your hand. Discarding cards from my hand is kind of the least of my worries right now. Now, do I use Agnes weaponry to kill this thing? Because the issue is if I don't, by which I mean take a horror through Forbidden Knowledge in the Mythos phase, then take a horror through Painkillers in the Investigation phase and kill it that way. I have Fire Axe. I have Fight or Flight. Because what's the reverse? No, I need the actions. I can't spare the actions to fight it. I got to get rid of Chronophobia. I think it's what I have to do. In the Mythos phase, we will use Painkillers, heal a damage, take a horde, do a damage. Then the Investigation phase, we'll use Forbidden Knowledge, take a resource and a horror, deal a damage instead. Come on. Hate it, but I think it's what I have to do. 2 actions to clear Chronophobia. Hate it, I think it's what I have to do. And we're going to play Rite of Seeking with our last action. Okay. No enemies. We upkeep. Lucky. Are we? We were for a while, right up until we suddenly weren't. 7 Doom. This advances. Shuffle the discard in the encounter deck. Discard from the top to get a Ghoul, and then draw it. See what we get. Ugh. This guy. Ghoul from the depths. Fight 3, health 4, evade 2. Spawns in the bathroom. Retaliate. I mean, of the victory point ghouls, this is probably the least problematic, but it's still problematic. Thanks to the agenda effect, at the end of the enemy phase, each unengaged ghoul will move once towards the parlor, and then Doom is added when ghoul enemies are in the hallway or the parlor. All right. Oh, wait, I still have to draw my encounter card. That was from the agenda flip. Rotting Remains! We just take this. 6 on 3. We're 3 up, 0 pass. Where was the 0 when I was committing multiple fearlesses into a test? That's what baskets are for. They're for holding all our eggs. I could flashlight twice and move. I'm considering, though, drawing 2 cards and then using Rite of Seeking. I think that's probably the better play. Yes. Well, at least let's draw 1 card and see what we get. At least we're past our weaknesses. Define Close. I do want to parlay. Where are my shrivelings? I do want to parlay Lita. I have fight or flight. I'm going to play the fine clothes. I think it's important to be equipped, ready for that parlay. Now we're going to use last action, Rite of Seeking. We're testing 6 against 1. We're 5 up. -4 is a pass. We get both clues and the victory point. Okay, enemy phase. The Ghoul from the Depths moves once. It's in the guest hall now. And we upkeep. Arcane Studies. That also helps for the parlay. Interesting. Okay. Mythos. We're at 1 of 10 Doom. Our encounter card. Chill from below. 6 on 3. I think we just run it. We're 3 up. -5. I think I play lucky and pass. Kind of low value use of lucky, but I'd rather not lose the cards, you know? Okay, now. With fight or flight, I could potentially kill this thing in 2 hits. But of course, I don't have enough actions to get it in 2 hits. I think what I do is go to the cellar, try to get a clue. It will then move into the hallway. That is going to add an extra doom. I don't think I can do anything reasonably about that. I mean, unless I moved twice to it now, swung the fire axe with all my might, that would do 2 damage. It'll hit me for 1 and 1, but Peter could absorb the horror. And then I could hit it again next turn. And then move to the cellar. 1 turn, 2 turns, and then 3 turns later. No, I think it's better just head to the cellar now and see if I can't get the 3rd clue I need. I do want to play this, though. It's a tricky one. Or I could wait for it here. Losing a turn from the Doom is so bad. Maybe I do move in on it now. What's awkward is if I'm fighting it that way, I could spend all my resources to do 2 damage with the fire axe. 1, 2, fight it again, 2, play a thing. Move, play a thing. Draw, mathing this out in my head. Move to the center, play Arcane Studies, draw. It moves in. Doom gets added. Next turn. Attack twice with fight or flight, move down to the cellar. What I've saved is... I've lost the Doom. Is it worth moving in on it to save the round? Alternately, go down the cellar, try to get a clue. It moves to the center. I'll have to move back to the center, try to kill it next round. I won't have played Arcane Studies. It's a tricky one. No, I'm going my gut, which is saying go to the cellar now, you fool. Which kind is it? Okay, so here's the other thing. It's 2 shroud, 1 clue. It's the return version. So we reveal the deep below your house. Now here's the thing. To advance, I need 1 more clue. Could be this clue. This is not a victory point. This is a victory point. But if you enter here, rats. You got to pass agility test, and for every point you fail by, I think it's agility 3, a swarm of rats spawns. That's a problem. All right. I was kind of hoping this to be the other version of the cellar, but it's fine. What I'm thinking now is, do I forego this victory point? Do I just get this clue so that we can try to move on? I will not be getting the victory. There is this guy who is a victory point. Ah. I'm thinking how much victory I could get. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we forego that one, then we could get 6. 3, 4. Yes, we could get 7. All right. My gut is telling me, don't be greedy. This is expert difficulty. We're going to use the flashlight. We're testing 2 against 0. -6. We get this clue regardless. Okay, I'm going to forego this and kill this thing, and then I need to somehow not die to the Ghoul Priest and manage the parlay. I need shriveling. All right. All right. Enemy. This guy moves here. Upkeep. What do we get? Hey, look what I was just talking about needing. Okay. Interesting. All right. Mythos. So an extra doom gets added because there's a ghoul here. Now our regular mythos add, we're at 3 of 10 doom. What's our encounter card? We may never know. It's Ancient Evils. Okay. 4 of 10 doom. Honestly, that tells me that foregoing this was the right call, because there ain't time. There'll be time to kill this thing. Maybe. All right, let's think this through. I could move in. I could play fight or flight. I'll be swinging base 7 with the axe. The first attack, I could spend the rest of these resources. But then I don't have the resources to actually play, like, shriveling, which I am going to want. Alternately, I could play shriveling now, move in, attack, but then I'm not killing it. I need 2 hits to kill it. 7. I need 2 hits to kill it. Or 7 on 3. That is 75% of the bag. Then I don't have fight or flight for the Ghoul Priest. Ghoul Priest is fight 4. But if my plan otherwise works, Ghoul Priest wise, I could I'd only need to nail 1 hit. Okay. I don't like it, but we're going to do it. We're going to move in. Hey, Ghoul. We are going to play fight or flight. We now get plus X fist and foot, where X is the amount of horror on us. So right now, our fist is 7. We're going to attack with the fire axe. We're going to spend all 3 resources. So we're at 7, 9, 11, 13 against 3. We're 10 up. -2. That's a pass. We do 2 damage. That was the easy part. Now for the hard part. And attack again. We don't have the resource spend boost. We are just swinging 7 on 3. We're still 4 up. -3. Whew. That was tense. All right. That guy's defeated. Thank goodness. No enemies on the board. We upkeep. Emergency cash is good. I do need some resources. Okay. Now, I'm pausing because now I'm thinking, do I just advance? No, not yet. I need to play this before we advance. Because these plus fine clothes, this is how I'm going to pump my book to hopefully successfully parlay Lita Chantler. So no, we don't advance yet. We're at 5 of 10 Doom. We have just barely enough time. What's our encounter card? That's another ghoul. That's not good. All right. Acolyte of Immordoth. Fight 3 health, 3 of A2. While engaged with someone with no cards, cannot be evaded. I don't have time for you, Buster Brown. All right. I'm 4 on 2 evasion-wise. Yeah, the fearlesses are gone because that one auto-fail test. Fire Axe swing is 4 on 3. I could play Emergency Cash, take a Pack of Opportunity of 4 resources. Then I could swing twice, spending 2 each time. So I'd be testing 6 on 3 twice. That's still not great. The problem with Agnes weaponry is that I was counting on being able to use it at least twice for the Ghoul Priest. Which means I really want to kill this thing. Without that issue. Okay. I mean, maybe I do have to trust to the coin flips. Swinging it 3 up. I hate it. What's our doom? We're at 5. 6, 7, 8. Move. Parlay, attack. It's still, you're telling me there's a chance. 6. And I want one of the resources. 4, 2, 2, 1. A resource, play that. Take 2 more resources. Move. 4, 3, 4, 6. Ugh, man. Really, this is a really unfortunate draw. And evading is not a solution either because it'll just add doom to the agenda, which I cannot afford. I think we just have to run it. We're going to take an attack of opportunity. I take a damage. Peter will take a horror to play this emergency cash. Now we're going to attempt with the fire axe. We're swinging. Could use forbidden knowledge to get another resource. And then one of the attacks could be 8. Maybe. Could put the horror on the Holy Rosary. No, I think I got to go for the coin flips. I think I need that horror. I need that resource next turn. All right, here we go. We're spending 2. Oh boy, this is a bad idea. 6 on 3. Come on! Zero's a pass. We do a damage. Okay. Now do I use this? Put the horror on the rosary, get 3, spend them all to be 8 on 3. If I do that, then I'll have 1 resource going into next turn. I would need to take a resource, play Arcane Studies, take another resource. I'll move into the next turn with 2 resources. Ghoul Priest shows up. I hit it, ping it once in the Mythos with painkillers. Then I move, triggering an attack of opportunity, which pings it again. Then I need to accomplish the parlay. I would be testing only 4 against 2. That's not great. That's not great at all. I need some commits. And then the attack, I'd be swinging 3. Ooh. Not great. It's not great. What do I have in the way of commits that I've already seen? All right. I think I need to trust in the 3 up again, excuse me. So we're going to spend these resources. We're swinging with the Fire Axe, 6 on 3. -1. It's defeated. We live to fight another round. This is really, really silly. Peter heals, no enemies. We upkeep. Second shriveling is not really what I want right now. Mythos, we're at 6 of 10 doom. Our encounter card, Rotting Remains. Okay, that's fine. We'll run this 6 on 3. Elder Sign, we just pass by an enormous number. All right. I have to advance at the end of this round. I mean, I technically could go another round, but the chances are even more that I'll just get another enemy when I can't handle another enemy. The question is, do I draw? I could take the resource from Forbidden Knowledge. I think I'm going to do that regardless of what else I do. So Peter will take the horror. There we go. Okay. What could I find that would be useful? I'm trying to think what the last few cards are that are in my deck. I'm going to take a big fat look to refresh my memory. Another flashlight. That's a book icon, which is important because that's the parlay that I'm trying to accomplish. Second Fire Axe, which is a fist. Second Forbidden Knowledge, which is again a book. Have we seen Look What I Found? Did that get discarded? I think there is another Unexpected Courage. That's what I would really like. But unfortunately, I only have a 1 in 5 chance of getting it. Unless I drew twice. What if I just drew 3 times? And then I'll get my upkeep. And then I'll see 4 of these 5 cards. I won't have played I won't have played Arcane Studies. But it is a book. I'd have 3 resources which could all go into the Fire Axe hit that is going to be the final hit, hopefully, for the Ghoul Priest. With Lita, if I can get Lita, that would be swinging 9 against 4. Plus these shriveling commits. The question is, can I get up to the parlay without playing Arcane Studies? I'd be at 2, 3 from committing this. There is another flashlight, 4. There is another Forbidden Knowledge, 5. 7. I need that Unexpected Courage. I think the answer is to not play this. Instead of playing to commit it, I'm going to draw 3 cards. I think that's the answer. Or at least draw. Maybe we'll find Unexpected Courage. All right. 5 cards left. We're drawing. Flashlight. We're drawing. Fire Axe. We're drawing. Unexpected Courage. Okay. Peter heals. No enemies. We upkeep. Oh, the heirloom. That was the card I couldn't remember. How could I possibly forget a signature that is just... I mean, look, if you're running in... At this point in the card pool, there aren't enough spells. A late card pool Agnes with a whole bunch of spells, different story. The advanced version that comes with her parallel, much different story. That's a fantastic card. But this is a guts or overpower light, right? But that's hopefully what I need. Okay. All right. It all comes down to this. We advance. We reveal the parlor, we put Lita Chantler there, and we spawn the Ghoul Priest on our heads. We're going to have one round to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. Okay. You're saying there's a chance. Okay. Now, the Ghoul Priest shows up. That adds an extra doom. And now we're at 8 of 10 doom. This is our last round. What's our encounter card? It's another ghoul. Oh, it makes you discard a card at random. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt real bad. I just gotta run it. I can't do anything else about it. Because it is gonna hit me once. Because here's the plan. First things first. In the Mythos phase, I use the painkillers. I heal a damage, I take a horror, I do a damage to the Ghoul Priest. Step 1. Investigation phase. Step 2, I move. That triggers attacks of opportunity from both of these bozos. So let's do the Ghoul Priest first. I take 2 damage and 2 horror. 1 on Agnes, which does a damage back. 2 damage on Agnes. 1 horror on Peter Sylvester. This guy does a damage and a horror. Horror will go on the Rosary. Damage on Agnes. I had to discard a card at random. A flashlight. I mean, it would have been worse if it was the Unexpected Courage, but I still would have preferred it had been a fist icon. But that was all to move. So we're in the parlor. In the parlor, I can spend an action to parlay Lita Chantler. It's book 4. That's not great. At least Fine Clothes makes it book 2. We're attempting this parlay. We're 2 on 2, 4 on 2, 5 on 2, 6 on 2 with the heirloom. We're 4 up. 0. We pass. Lita Chantler is parlayed. Which actually kicks out Peter. That's fine. He ran screaming out the door. And now we attack. We attack the Ghoul Priest with the Fire Axe. We spend our 3 resources. With Lita, we have +1 combat. So 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12 against 4. -2. We did it. I was really hoping for the -8 and to do it regardless, but we did it. That did 2 damage with the Fire Axe. And because it's a monster, Lita Chantler's reaction does a last point of damage. And this thing is defeated. And even if the rest of this expert run crashes and burns, we have at the very least finally completed the achievement to have Lita Chantler's reaction ability deal the killing blow to the Ghoul Priest. Holy moly! I don't think I've ever thought that hard about Return to the Gathering before or since. I'm calling it for the future. Whew. I got chills. All right. What happens now? We advance the act. Defending the home. Now I have to pick. Do I burn down my home or refuse? I'm going to refuse. This is something I thought long and hard about. If you agree to burn it down, you get Lita Chantler, who is an excellent, terrific story ally. Don't get me wrong. You've seen her work in the other runs I've done of Arkham Like It's 2018. But that comes with a mental trauma. And for Agnes, we need every point of horror we can spare. Now, If I hadn't auto-failed that one test, I would have had 2 more horror healing here, right? But the point of it is auto-fails are going to happen. -8s, -6s, -5s, they're going to happen. You need that little leeway. I'm not going to take Lita Chantler. Plus, she boosts Fist, which if you're using that to fight enemies, great. But as is, I mean, I say this after having just completed this with a Fire Axe attack, but moving forward for the rest of the campaign, I don't think I can rely so much on this. We'll see, but really it's more about the Shrivelings once I've upgraded them a bit. So, we are refusing to burn it down. Which resolution is that? Resolution 2. Okay. Resolution 2. Your house is still standing. Which also helps in Midnight Masks, since your house is a easy location to start. So that might prove relevant there. We earn an additional experience. And then we earn the regular 2 bonus experience. So I think that comes out to 7. Yeah, because I have 4. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 1 up here is 4. Plus the bonus is 5. Plus the other 2. Yes, we have 7. We essentially skipped this and covered it by defeating this guy. All right, 7 points. Okay. Well, we're going to pause here. I'm going to set up for the next one. But boy, was that... I got to write down my my triumph frickin' somewhere. We'll put it under cultists who got away. Agnes was the cultist who got away. The Zealot's Revenge. In the run where we don't take her. Sure. Seems great. Okay. Be right back. What a wild ride. All right, it's time for Expert Agnes versus Curse of the Rougarou. I'm inserting it to see if I can do it, to see if I can't eke out just another couple of experience points before going to Midnight Masks. And that's about it. So, we had 7 points coming into this. We spent 1 to play the side scenario. The 6 that I'm spending 3 to upgrade a Shriveling to level 3, so that I get +2 willpower when using it. I'm spending 2 to upgrade 1 copy of Peter Sylvester, so that he has 3 sanity, and he boosts willpower in addition to agility. And I'm spending 1 on 1 copy of Spirit of Thame to replace the fine clothes that we no longer need. 3 cost hand slot item. I can fight with it with +2 fist, or I can exhaust it during a spell card skill test to get +2 for the test. That's what we're trying. Let's put those into the deck. Let's delete these, and let's take a look at our... Actually, let's set up the map first, shall we? 1 set gets removed. 1 set's where we start. The wilderness locations. Okay. Shuffle those randomly. I vaguely think... Oh, why that's up there. What's got removed? New Orleans. I think one of these might be the location that can heal 2 horror. Maybe we'll find that. Maybe we'll make use of that. All right. Opening hand. Hey, we got the leveled up Shriveling and a flashlight. Both of that is very good. Since we have the Shriveling, do I toss back the Fire Axe? Yeah, probably. And while these are certainly good, useful skill cards with Shriveling, what I'd really like is to get some more of my other assets. In particular, Peter Sylvester. Hey, look at that! Peter Sylvester. Now, it is the level 0 Peter Sylvester, but he can still heal a horror every round. And for Curse the Rougarou, that's very important. All right. We begin play here. Let's adjust this camera. Yeah. We begin play at the Forgotten Marsh. 2 Shroud, no clues. When you leave here, you lose 2 resources. Great. Got a Doom track of 5 in the first of 3 agendas. Shuffle this encounter card. Once I have 1 clue, I can spend it here at this bio location to advance. What am I trying to do? Oh, I used the wrong... Hang on. Wrong camera. Let's reset this. And... there we go. Also, why are these up? Much better. Okay. Right. What are we doing? We're playing 2 things and then moving so that the resource loss doesn't hit us. And it's going to be the upgraded Shriveling. And come on. My goodness. And the flashlight. And then we'll move. We lose 2 resources that we don't have. I always like to go left first. Let's see what we got. 3 shroud, 1 clue. Victory 1. You can spend an action to gain 2 resources and take a horror. Hey, I mean, that's interesting for Peter Sylvester. I'm going to need to build up resources to play him, but then I could use that if I'm not taking any other horror that round. Interesting. Okay. And so I don't think this is the one that heals horror. I believe the location that heals horror is the counterpart to the location that if you end your turn there, you take a horror and draw a card, which must be one of the other location sets. I think this is like the Trapper's Cabin where you can get the bear trap or whatnot, which we're not wrestling with. The goal is just to defeat the Rougarou. All right, that's our first turn. No enemies. We upkeep. And emergency cash. I was just talking about needing money. Good. Let's see if we keep it. 1 of 5 Doom. Shuffle. Our encounter card is Spectral Mist. So we have to attach this to this biolocation. All tests here are +1 difficulty. You can spend an action and test book 2 to discard it. We're never going to do that. We just don't want to hang around here. Okay. Well, let's play this emergency cash for 3 resources. Let's play Peter Sylvester for 3 resources. Boosts our foot. And, I mean, oh, well, okay. The reason not to do this is because when leaving here, I'm going to have to lose resources. So I build up a bunch of resources when I'm going to be losing it anyway. Tell you what I do want to do. We need to get this clue. Now, with a flashlight, we can test 2 on 1. I do have Unexpected Courage, which will bring us up to 4 on 1, which is not bad. 3 up does cover over 60% of the bag, but can we do better? Should we draw until we do better? We probably should. At least until we have like a lucky or a look what I found in our back pocket. Yeah. Oh, token effects. Again, this is the hard bag. Well, expert bag, but you know what I mean. Skulls -3, -6 if you're at a bayou. Cultists -3, and another token if the Rougarou's at your location. Tablet is reveal another token. If you fail until the end of the round, you can't move. Is that the same as on the other side? Yeah, just the skull and the cultist are -3 base instead of -2 base. All right. And make sure this is down here because it's not really, you know what I'm trying to do. All right. So, I want more. Oh, but if I draw and it's dark memory, then I'm taking horror that I don't want. Honestly, I'm willing to take that chance. I called it, but I didn't listen to myself. So I take 2 horror, 1 on Peter. No enemies on the board. At your end of your turn, you take horror. After your turn ends, heal a horror. So Peter does heal that. And we upkeep. Well, there's the lucky I was talking about. So, all right. That's just kind of humorous. We're at 2 of 5 Doom. And our encounter card is a Bog Gator. Much worse in a Bayou, but here in a non-Bayou, it's a Fight 2, Health 2, Evade 2. In other words, we're going to shrivel this. So let's try to do exactly that. With shriveling, we are testing 5 on 2. And I am going to throw guts into this so that we're 7 on 2. We are 5 up. -2 is a pass. We do 2 damage. It's defeated. We draw a card from guts, which is guts. Sure. We'll play Dark Memory because we kind of have to, which adds a doom. That's just how the weaknesses roll. Oh, and I don't have a resource. I don't have a resource to play Lucky as a result. That's fine. We'll use the ability here to gain 2 resources and take a horror. That horror will go on Peter because then at the end of the round he heals it. Fine. No enemies. We upkeep. Holy Rosary. Okay, good. 4 of 5 Doom. We are flying along. Ripples in the Surface. Test willpower 3. For each point you fail by, take a horror. If you're at a bayou, you can't commit cards to this. So we're testing 5 on 3. Do I throw guts into this? Yeah, I think so. I want draw. We'll throw in the guts, so we're 7 on 3. -4. With the guts, we pass exactly, and we get a draw into the flame. Okay. Interesting. Like, I could use that here to get this clue and save the lucky. And maybe I'm going to do exactly that. Yeah, sure. We'll play the Holy Rosary first, though. And our willpower is 6, and we have a little extra horror soak. And yeah, let's play Drawn to the Flame. What's our encounter card? Dragged Under. Interesting. Test agility 3. If you fail, goes to your threat area. When you leave your location, take 2 damage and discard it. At the end of your turn, test agility 3. If you succeed, discard it. I'm with Peter. Our foot is 4. I don't think it's worth committing unexpected courage to this. Let's just take the test. What do we got? -3. Well, I would have done it, but as it is, it goes in our threat area. But more as it is, we get this this clue, excuse me. It is meaningful to move back and advance the act before the agenda advances. Because if I let the agenda advance before I advance the act, we get an extra doom, and that is no good. I hate taking the damage, but I think, well, there will be a way for me to get rid of the damage. We'll see in a moment. So we're going to move. We take 2 damage on Agnes. This gets discarded. And we move back to this bayou location. We will spend a clue to advance. A whole bunch of stuff happens. So, Lady Esprit gets put into play at the bayou location where we are. She can heal our damage. This is what I was just referring to. We put the Rougarou into play at a non-bayou location. Oh my goodness. At a non-bayou location. Oh wait. It's these things I need. The Rougarou. The Curse of the Rougarou, which we get. Monster's Transformation, which we're not going to get. And these other encounter cards, which go in the discard and shuffle in. Put Monster's Transformation back. The Rougarou gets placed after I put the additional locations into play. So let's do that. We've got them here. 1, 2. Okay, we got Unhallowed Land over here. And then we've got Riverside here. Woohoo. All right, here's our full board. This guy is going to leave his location, like, immediately. So, honestly, I don't yet have a means to, like, take horror on demand. Let's just put him... Let's put him here for now. The Unrevealed Wilderness location. We know it's not a victory point because he's going to be dropping clues. All right. Fine. And we get the Curse of the Rougarou. That's our turn. Now, because of the curse, at the end of our turn, we take a horror because we didn't deal any damage. But then Peter heals after our turn ends, so there that goes. All right. Fine. No enemies on the board. We upkeep. Second Unexpected Courage. 5 doom. This advances. We shuffle the discard in the encounter deck. Done. We put the Rougarou moves to the non-bio location with the fewest clues on it. And see, that last bit, if the Rougarou was not in play, we'd lose a whole round. So, let's move this guy. Are we going to go to Riverside, or are we going to go to Unhallowed Land? I think we'll go to Riverside first. So, he'll go boom, boom, boom. And he drops a clue... right at each location he moves through. Okay, got it. The Rougarou, of course, fight 3, health 5 of 8-3, aloof, retaliate. To engage him, I have to spend a clue. He does 2 damage and 2 horror, and my goal is to defeat it. That'll be resolution 2. Agnes's do a damage with horror ability can ping it, even when it's not engaged with me. It will run away when it takes 1 damage during a phase. But that's fine. We'll just need to chase it down. Okay. It also suddenly occurs to me that I really didn't need to commit when attacking that one bog gator because I had +2 on the shriveling attack because it's the good shriveling. That was a little bit of a waste, but whatever, we're well past it. Now, what is happening? The answer is we're drawing an encounter card. What's it going to be? Insatiable Bloodlust. This is not bad. It makes the Rougarou more dangerous. +1 fight, +1 damage, +1 horror, can't be evaded. But it goes away when it takes damage. And I can have it take damage with Agnes. Like, a thing I could do, and I gotta think if it's what I want to do, but it might be. If I just move twice and then end my turn here, I could let the Curse of the Rougarou horror go on Agnes instead of Peter and do a damage to the Rougarou. As a result, it'll run off. Insatiable Bloodlust will drop off of it. And frankly, maybe that's what we do. And maybe we use Lady Esprit first. We can exhaust her, spend an action to exhaust her to heal this 2 damage that came from Dragged Under. And you know what? I like this. We're going to do exactly that. We'll exhaust Lady Esprit to heal 2 damage. Now we'll move. We will lose the 2 resources when we leave here, so, you know, it is what it is. What's in Brackish Waters? 1 Shroud, 0 clues. We're not bothering the scavenger hunt stuff at the bottom. I can't play assets while I'm here. Good thing we're not spending a long time here. Let's move to this location. Riverside. 3 Shroud, 1 clue, victory 1. When you evade an enemy here, you have to discard a random card from your hand. Now, when the Rougarou leaves, he will drop an extra clue here, so that's a little awkward for the victory, but hey, at least I'm here. And now, Curse of the Rougarou, we take a horror. Agnes will take it so that I can deal a damage to the Rougarou, which discards this Insatiable Bloodlust, and now it moves to the location farthest from all investigators. I'm kind of thinking that I send it back here, which I know is not a victory location. I am sure it will move again when I pull their encounter cards that'll move it. So I think I'm going to do exactly that. Boom, boom, boom. It does drop an extra clue here, which if I want the victory, I'll need to get rid of. Well, pick up, rather, I should say. But that's fine. Okay. That's our turn. No enemies that do anything. The Rougarou does not hunt otherwise. We upkeep. A Fearless. Horror healing is good. We're 1 of 6 due. Our encounter card is Cursed Swamp. It has willpower 3. For each point you fail by, take a damage. Good thing I healed with Lady Esprit. If you're at a biolocation, you cannot commit cards to this test. Do I throw Fearless into this? 7 on 3? Kind of think I do. All right. 7 on 3. -5. Is that worth the lucky? Probably not. I'm only taking 1 damage. Technically, it's like I'm taking a damage and a horror because I'm not getting the benefit of this heal. But I think better to keep this in my back pocket for picking up clues. So yeah, we'll take the 1 damage and we'll let this go. Speaking of clues. So with Flashlight, we're testing 2 against 1. Unexpected Courage, 4 on 1. Lucky in back pocket, 6 on 1. I mean, 4 on 1, that's pretty good. The alternative is to draw until I find some more clue tech. But I think I'm inclined to go for it. So let's go for it. We'll what am I doing? Flashlight. 2 against 1. Commit Unexpected Courage. So we're at 4 on 1. 3 up. -3 is an exact pass. We get a clue. Let's do that again. Same way. 4 against 1. We're 3 up. -8. Lucky isn't covering that. That's unfortunate. All right. I need more commits or another trick to get that last clue. That was unfortunate. Oh, well. Gonna draw a card. Fight or flight. Maybe. Curse the Rougarou hits Peter. Peter heals it. Enemies don't do anything. We upkeep. Fire Axe. Maybe. 2 of 6 do. What's our encounter card? Cursed Swamp again. I think we just run this. We are 3 up, so 6 on 3. -1 is a pass. We're going to draw. Arcane Studies. So I can pump intellect with this, with my resources. I probably should. Let's draw another card and see what we get first. Level 0 Shriveling. I mean, it's a backup, right? All right. We will play the Arcane Studies. Okay. All right. We're stuck here a bit because I want this clue. Oh, Lady Esprit should be readied. That's fine. No enemies on the board. We upkeep. Emergency cash. All right. Resources. I could pump it with this. Keep lucky in my back pocket. That might be a way to do it. 3 of 6 Doom. Our encounter card. This dragged under again. 4 on 3. Again, 2 damage is not great, but we can go back to Lady Esprit and she can heal us again. Boom. We just take this 4 on 3. We could just pass with a -1. Sounds good. All right. Let's play Emergency Cash. Get 3 resources. All right. Can we reasonably now... Yeah, if we investigate again with the flashlight, we're 2 on 1. We'll spend 2 via Arcane Studies to be 4 on 1. That feels good. We're 3 up. Elder Sign. Didn't need any of that nonsense, but we do get the clue. And the victory point. Okay. Now, last action. This location is not a victory point. I don't think there's anything here that I need. Unhallowed Land will have a horror heal. But I also dislike ending my turn at a bayou, since those treacheries are much worse there. And the skulls are -6 at a bayou location as well. But what's the alternative? I could play Fire Axe, but do I really need it yet? I still have Shriveling Shots. No, I think we just start moving. There's another victory point over here that I want. And then I want to bring the Rougarou closer to me so that I can, you know, deal with it. I have to do 4 more damage to it. That would be 2 good Shriveling hits. Or a Shriveling plus 2 Agnes Pink chases. We'll move. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, we'll move back to the brackish waters. The curse hits Peter, who then heals it. No enemies do anything. We upkeep into... Oh, look what I found. Okay. This might be how I get the other clues. Mythos. We're at 4 of 6 Doom. Counter card is a Swamp Leech. Any bio location. Fight 4, health 1. Cannot be evaded. And then if you drag it into a non-bio location, it gets discarded after doing you a damage from attack of opportunity. We'll put it here with Lady Esprit. Maybe we never need to go back there. Sure. Seems reasonable. Okay. What now? 4 of 6. So he's going to move in 2 rounds. Well, let's scoot over to the other side of the map. We'll move here. Foul Swamp. 2 Shrouds, 0 clues. While you're here, you can't heal or cancel horror. Bottom bit is the Scavenger Hunt. We're not bothering with that. Let's try this location on Hallowed Land. 2 Shroud, 1 clue, victory 1. After you end your turn here, draw a card and take a horror. This is the one I was talking about, which then means this location lets you heal 2 horror like once per game. I think got to pay 2 resources or something for it. I may do that. As my name is Agnes Baker, that feels like an important thing to do. But what we also want is this clue. We're out of flashlight charges, but we have, look what I found. I think I just go for it. Yeah. Let's go for it. We're testing 2 against 2. Come on. -4. We fail. So we play look what I found to get the clue anyway. Okay. So that's all 3 victory points from locations. There is a victory point enemy in the deck, but the chances of that coming up and the chance of me being able to comfortably kill it, I mean, I guess I've got offensive firepower, but I'm not hanging around for that. Right now, what I want to do is to defeat the Rougarou before it can drop clues back on the victory point locations. Fine. First, the Rougarou hits Peter, who then heals it. Right. And the Swamp Leech just hangs out. This doesn't hunt or anything. So, upkeep. Spirit of Thane. Okay. Maybe. Sure. Allow us to swing at 8 with Shriveling. That's pretty good against the fight 3 Rougarou. Okay, Mythos. We're at 5 of 6 Doom. Ah, this is what I was looking for. Surge on the prowl. Find a non-bio location with the fewest clues on it. Move the Rougarou until it enters that location. So if I can move him, I don't want him here because he'll drop clues on a victory point location. But I bring him here, maybe I can hit him this round. So 1, 2, 3. Clue. That's a resource. I want a clue. Don't ask me what's happening. I know what's happening, but don't ask me what's happening. 1, 2, 3. Whoop. Okay. Good. Right. Now that surge is in 2. Beast of the Bio. Ooh, I get hit by it. Makes an immediate attack against everyone at its location, each connecting location. If no attacks are made, put a Doom in the agenda. So I do unfortunately get smacked for 2 damage and 2 horror. This is part of why I wanted to get rid of that insatiable bloodlust, because that would have made this be 3 damage and 3 horror. That's not good. All right. Well, 2 damage, 2 horror, 2 damage on Agnes. That hurts. Horror on the Rosary, horror on Peter. Fine. I mean, not quite fine, but, you know, we'll call it fine. Okay. Now, when the agenda advances, it's going to move away again. So I could move to it, engage it, and then hit it. I won't have a chance to play the Spirit of Thame first. Not that I even have the money for it yet either. But with Shriveling, I would be testing 6 on 3, which is good. I have Lucky, which is better. It does have Retaliate, which is a meaningful concern. But all my other, I don't have any willpower commits. I could spend, maybe I spend 1 through Arcane Studies. Yeah. Well, if I do that, then I won't be able to play the Spirit of Thame next turn. But maybe that's gravy. Is 6 on 3. Spend 1 to be 7 on 3. That covers the 4. Lucky covers the 6. It's probably gravy. Yeah. All right. We're gonna do that. Oh, I didn't do this effect. When you end your turn at Ritual Grounds, draw a card and take a horror. So I should have 1 extra card. Forbidden Knowledge. That's meaningful. But I also should have an extra horror. And Peter took the horror from the curse that turn, so would have need to go on the Rosary or an Agnes. So unfortunately, I do have 1 fewer point in the tank. It's fine. But now we move. Ah, here we go. Overgrown Cairns. 4 Shroud, 0 Clues. This is I was talking about. Limit once per game. You can spend an action and 2 resources to heal 2 horror. We're probably going to do it. I mean, I could just ping the Rougarou for an Agnes damage. Since I have Forbidden Knowledge, right? I could play Forbidden Knowledge. I could immediately use it to ping him for a damage and he scoots away. And then last action, I could pay to heal. That might be better so that I'm not spending to... Yeah, so I'm not risking the Retaliate more than I have to. Yep, I like that better. Second action will play Forbidden Knowledge. We'll immediately use it to take a resource and a horror, which means Agnes' ability does a damage to the Rougarou. And it scoots again to the location farthest from all investigators. We'll send it back up to this place that we know is not a victory point. Clue, clue, clue. And now last action. Or do I play the Athame? I'm not immediately hurting. I think we play the Athame. Yeah, that feels better. Okay. I did damage this turn, so the curse does not hit me, which means Peter has a chance to heal normally. The enemies don't do anything. We upkeep into a Fearless. Good. All right. 6. This advances. The 10th night. Shuffle all copies of On the Prowl into the encounter deck. That was the one we found that made it move. The other things stay. Find a non-bio location with the fewest clues on it. Move the Rougarou one location in time till it enters that location. Okay. Now we're on Agenda 3, but we don't have a ton of time. This looks like 8 Doom, but it's actually more like 4, because every turn the Rougarou is not engaged with me at the end of the investigation phase, it adds a Doom. And I don't want the Rougarou to be engaged with me at the end of the investigation phase. So, honestly, do I move him back to... It's got to be the location with the fewest clues. So I can't put him right back with me. But I could put him here. Now, if I put him here and then he runs away from there, I got to get this clue again to get the victory point. The other option would be to put him over here, which is also not a victory point. Then I got to chase him twice. I think I bring him here, hit him here, see if I can get the other clue, or get the clue that he drops. I still have a lucky. I have arcane studies and can pump into it. Maybe. And then try to finish him off with a shriveling hit over here. I think that's the play. 1, 2, 3. Clue, clue, clue. Okay. Right. Okay. Can I shuffle this? Did now. Encounter card. Another Swamp Leech. Any biolocation. I mean, we're never going back here. Nothing says they all have to be in different biolocations. This one spot with Lady Esprit is just Leech Central. Sure. Sounds good. Okay. All right. Now, let's think this through. Maybe I attack it this turn while I have, like, a freer hand. And then the final point of damage, I can just ping with Forbidden Knowledge just by entering its location and being done with it. That would be using my full turn to move, engage, and attack. That feels right, especially with the Athame. I'm not getting this heal, but maybe after all said and done, I don't actually need it. All right, that's what we're going to try. We're going to move up back to here. We are going to... Come on. We're going to spend an action and a clue to engage it. And now we're going to attack with Shriveling. Okay, so I'm testing 8 against 3. With the Athame, 10 against 3. I mean, and I have Lucky in my back pocket. That's fight or flight. I have Lucky in my back pocket. I might as well, right? We're going to commit Fearless. 11 against 3. We're 8 up. Tablet is reveal another token. Skulls -3. Oh. Now, here's a thing. A ruling question, right? Two ruling questions, actually, both of which I'm going to have to look up after this. Question 1 is, I revealed 2 symbol tokens during this. Does that mean I take 2 horror from Shriveling once each time? I think the answer is yes, but I'm going to need to look that up. The more important question is, we're in the middle of an attack. If you took this horror on Agnes, either of it, and used Agnes's ability to deal a damage to this thing, it would then move away. But I'm still in the middle of the attack. Can I still resolve the Shriveling attack and nail it with the last 2 damage and then it's dead? It feels a little funny, but I mean, you can still, if a card lets you, make an attack against an enemy from a distance. And I don't know any reason why. Well, is the fact that he's aloof, does that change it? Aloof just means you can't attack. You can't initiate an attack, I think. Let me check that bit of the rules. I'm not going to bog down, haha, we're in the swamp. on this, but I do want to quickly check exactly how aloof is worded. An investigator cannot attack an aloof enemy while that enemy is not engaged with an investigator. I don't know. All right. Since I don't know, I am going to grim rule this to be not in my favor. I'm going to say I do need to take 2 horror, but that if I took a horror on Agnes and did a damage, then I would not be able to finish the shriveling attack. That might be wrong. I might be able to just win right now. But I think, more in the spirit of things, well, I mean, if I knew the answer, I would absolutely take it. I just need to look it up later. But I'm not going to assume that I'm right, that I could do that. So, we take 2 horror. 1 on Peter, 1 on Agnes. But we still hit. I'm not going to use Agnes's ability, even though maybe I can. I didn't take a charge off shriveling, so that also needs to happen. But this hits and does 2 damage. Fearless heals one of that horror back. And now this scoots off. And we're going to scoot it over here. Right? Location farthest small investigators. It does drop a clue here, which is a problem. But now it's over here. And it only has 1 health left. Fine. Right. I did damage, so the curse does not trigger. Peter heals at the end of the round. The enemies don't do anything. We upkeep into. Second lucky. Okay. So, 2 doom. Because it's not engaged with me at the end of the investigation phase. All right. We can do this. Counter card. Ripples on the surface. Willpower 3. Which point you fail by, take a horror. I mean, we just run it, right? We got luckies. We're testing 6 on 3. We are 3 up. -4. So we fail by 1. We take 1 horror. I mean, that can go on Peter. That's fine. Okay. Can we get this clue? With 2 luckies? Maybe. We're only testing 2 against 2. But with 2 luckies, I could pass technically with -4 or better. Let's try it. 2 against 2. Because you can stack these. -8. Well, that isn't going to do it. Fine. Run it again. 2 against 2. 0. That'll do it without spending a lucky. We get this clue. All right, now I just need to be in the Rougarou's location and get some forbidden knowledge. So let's move. Move back down here. Foul Swamp. Can't heal or cancel horror. Fine. Rougarou hits us for 1 horror. That's okay. The enemies don't do anything. We upkeep into. Second Fire Axe. Mythos. Extra Doom because it's not engaged with us. 4 of 8 Doom. Counter card is Marsh Gug. Any biolocation. Well, you know what? Marsh Gug is right up here. This extremely crowded biolocation. Because you know what the rest of our turn is? We move into the brackish waters. We move again into Faubourg Marigny, or however this is pronounced. And then we will use Forbidden Knowledge to take a resource and a horror and use Agnes's ability to deal damage to the Rougarou, and it's defeated. Boom. That's how you do it. If I had drawn these or the slimy dolls that are also in the encounter deck, it would have been significantly more complicated because these are hunter enemies, so you need to deal with them. But I also, I had multiple shriveling shots left, plus extra in my hand, plus the luckies that never got used. We were in good shape. We were in good shape because we got Peter early. Peter turns off Curse of the Rougarou, essentially. Not quite, but you know what I mean. Which is why I came here to get, as it turns out, 3 victory points. Really only +2, since I spent 1 to come here. But I'll take that +2. Every little bit helps. Okay. Rougarou is defeated. Resolution 2. Which then means, what? The Rougarou is destroyed and the curse is lifted. The weakness is gone. We could add Lady Esprit to our deck. I don't think we're going to bother. She's very expensive. For a horror soak is not nothing, but we've got Peter and the Holy Rosary. And I like her. Like when I do one of these solo runs with Mark, I will probably come here to get Lady Esprit because she can heal damage. Like that's helpful for Mark, who runs on taking damage. But here, I don't think she's worth adding to the deck. But 3 victory points? I'll take it. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Rougarou is destroyed, and the curse lifted. Okay. That's it for the Rougarou. Next up, return to the Midnight Masks. Be right back. All right, here we go. Time for Agnes to return to the Midnight Masks on expert difficulty. We had 3 points going into this scenario. I'm only spending 2, specifically to upgrade my level 3 shriveling into level 5. I'm keeping 1 point back because my goal here is to go into return to the Devourer below with 6 total points to spend. That means I need to earn 5 here. My goal is to defeat 2 cultists at least, including the Agenda 1 flip cultist, and get 2 other victory points, since defeating those 2 cultists will be worth 3. If I can get more, great, but I know from testing that the strong point of this deck versus this campaign is decidedly not Midnight Masks. We're going to do our best. Hopefully it's good enough. Let's shuffle in the super shriveling. Let's delete the medium shriveling. Let us do our handy-dandy Midnight Mask setup. Our house is still standing, so that's where we start. We have a Doom track of 6 on the first agenda. We got our encounter deck, our cultist deck. We got our hateful token bag. Quick note on what these are. Skulls minus X, where X is the total number of Doom in play, including all the Doom on the agenda. Cultist is -2, and just a casual Doom on every cultist in play, whether you pass or fail. And if there are none, instead you get a second token for your troubles. And tablets -4, and a casual. If you fail, just drop all your clues. What could go wrong? A lot, that's what. Let's look at our opening hand. Let's put Chronophobia back. This is a whole lot of not what I want to start with. So let's put all this back. Even eCash, I know. Economy is good to have at the start, but I need things to actually play. I'm not getting things that I actually want to play. Well, interesting to have look what I found early. Do I go to the graveyard right off, where I can use look what I found even without any other clue tech to get both clues and that victory point? I usually don't, but this is tailor-made for the graveyard. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Well, we started our house. 2 shroud, 1 clue. There's no Ghoul Priest spawning, so no worries there. I can spend an action once per turn to draw a card and gain a resource. Okay. Do I want to do that? I guess I can once. Because I want to get Forbidden Knowledge in play. I want to play the Emergency Cache. I might get something worthwhile. And then next turn, I could head to the graveyard. Yeah. Okay. So we'll use our house to draw a card and get a resource. Holy Rosary. Okay. I mean, I do want to play that. I don't have something to really leverage using it yet, but it soaks some extra horror, which, it'll help me pass the test to get into the graveyard without taking horror. Yes, okay, we'll wait on eCash, but we are going to play the Rosary. So our willpower is 6, and I am going to play Forbidden Knowledge so that I have means to ping an enemy. All right, that's our first turn. No enemies, we upkeep. Ooh, Peter Sylvester, the good one, too. Boost agility and willpower. Okay, all right. I still don't have a way to, fight, but I'm still good to see that. All right, We're 1 of 6 doom. Our encounter card is a disciple of the Devourer. So he has to come with a doom because I have no clues. Farthest empty location. At least with only 1 health, he is a forbidden knowledge kill. So farthest from where I am is either the hospital, downtown, or north side. If I'm going to go to the graveyard, closest from there for me to then go hunt him down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Actually, they're all equidistant. Doesn't actually matter. But since I have a Drawn to the Flame, which could get another location with a double clue, I think... Well, I was about to say I think I'll put him at downtown. But Southside might be spend an action to draw 3 cards. In which case, like that, I'm still looking for a way to deal with the Agenda 1 flip. So that might be more important. It might be more important for me to put him at St. Mary's Hospital. Go to the graveyard, get those clues, then swing through here. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll put him at St. Mary's. Okay. All right. Let's play Peter Sylvester as our first action. So now we have willpower 7 and agility 4. And now we're going to move twice. First, Rivertown. It's the return Rivertown. That's could be useful. You can discard a card with willpower icons to remove Doom from a cultist in play. That might become important. But then third action, we move into the graveyard. 1 shroud, 2 clues, victory 1. After you enter, test willpower 3. If you fail, either take 2 horror, move to Rivertown. So we're testing 7 against 3. We are 4 up. This is expert mode, folks. There's a -8 in the bag. So we fail, but we can put both horror on Peter Sylvester. Fine. That's what he's here for. And now, end of my turn, he heals 1. Okay. Enemies do nothing. We upkeep. Shriveling. Not the good shriveling, but the okay shriveling. And frankly, with these boosts, swinging at a base 7, I'll take it. All right. I'm feeling better with that. Where 2 + 1 is 3 of 6 doom. Our encounter card, Obscuring Fog. But my look what I found plan. Oh, that's just real unfortunate. Okay, well, the graveyard is now Shroud 3. I mean, I could play Drawn to the Flame. That feels real bad. But it's a thing I could do to get both clues. I still could attempt to investigate. And pray I get -1 or better, but the likelihood of that is slim. Skulls are -3 right now because there's 3 doom on the board, so that would be a less than 25% chance. There's no percentage in that. I think what we do is play Shriveling, so we have something to fight with. Yeah, I think we play Drawn to the Flame to get these clues. And then we hightail it out of here. So, second action, we'll play Drawn to the Flame. We draw an encounter card. It's another Disciple of the Devourer. That's... Well, I have Forbidden Knowledge, at least, which can actionlessly kill them. But that's what we're going to be doing, because farthest empty location for me now is 1, 2... It's got to be downtown or north side. And since I'm got to head to St. Mary's to kill this one, let's put him in north side. But at least I get both clues. We're in the investigation phase. And then I guess we move out. Because now we got to hunt down those guys or we're going to lose 2 whole rounds. 2. Is there any reason to not? No, I think... Well, the one thing I'm thinking about, I could spend my clues. I could spend my clues to place a cultist. And the reason to do so is in case I draw something that would make me drop my clues. You know, need for knowledge, right? Or the tablet, pull the tablet, -4, fail, boom, all clues gone. But maybe I move first. Like, I want victory points, too. So it would be even worse if I draw that thing and have to drop the clues back in the graveyard, victory point location. 1, 2... I guess worse would be if I drew a knight. Although, I could spend an action and a willpower card, like this Fearless, in Rivertown to clear one of these dooms, if I absolutely have to. I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend an... this is dumb, but I'm going to spend an action and my clues and draw a cultist. Who is it? It's Jeremiah, my neighbor, who spawns at my house. Test willpower 4. Place 1 doom on the agenda for each point you fail by. How's that for a nonsense effect? I don't think any other card in the game has that kind of possible. Hey, here's... You drew the auto fail. Have a casual 4 doom. Which is real funny. All right. Fine. Okay. Peter's Vester heals. No enemies. I'll be using Forbidden Knowledge. No, I think more important that I save it to ping. All right. No one needs to do anything, and we upkeep. Rite of Seeking. Okay. Okay. Another way to get clues. Good. All right. 3 + 2 is 5 of 6 doom. Encounter card. Crypt Chill. Ooh. Are we losing something? I mean, we're testing 7 against 4, so we have a reasonable shot at not. But if I fail... I guess it's the Holy Rosary that needs to go. It is the... I need the Forbidden Knowledge as my way to kill these guys. Actionlessly. And I need the Shriveling for the boss enemy. So, yeah, 7 on 4. Skulls are -5, so I'm not... I mean, it's a coin flip, right? We're 3 up. I don't want to commit Fearless when I don't have any horror to heal. Coin flip time, 7 on 4. We're 3 up. -6. Sorry, Holy Rosary. Fun while you lasted. Okay. All right. Now let's go... Ooh. Let's go here to Rivertown. Do I discard my Fearless to remove one of these dooms and then go kill the other one? I could remove the doom from the one here at St. Mary's and then head up to Northside and kill this one. I think that's probably the play, because these 4 locations might have victory points. These are, each is a 50-50 shot of doing so, whereas you're never going to get victory down here. This heals damage. I don't have any yet. This could get me an ally, but I have my ally. It could get me 3 cards, which is what I was thinking about before, but now I have something to fight with. Yeah. We'll spend an action and discard this Fearless to use the Rivertown ability and remove this doom. Okay. And now we will move to Miskatonic. All right. It's not the victory point version. Instead, it's 3 Shroud, 1 Clue. Spend an action to take 2 Horror, and you gain a clue. Limit once per game. which is a thing I could do. It could all go on Peter. I might do that. I might do that. All right. The enemies do nothing. We upkeep into a ward of protection. Okay. That is a very specific target. If it comes up, you'll know it when I see it, if I see it. Mythos, we're at 4+1 is 5 of 6 doom. Encounter card, a locked door. It's either the university, Rivertown, or my house. I think it'll be Rivertown. I don't expect to be trying to get this shroud for. Clue. Okay. Now, one moment. Sorry about that. All right. Okay, what are we doing? We're going to move in and defeat this cultist with Forbidden Knowledge, actionlessly. Do I use this to gain a clue? The reason not to is that I have things that could get clues in bursts of 2 once I play Rite of Seeking. And now look what I found is kind of insurance if I fail a Rite of Seeking test, essentially. So I think actually I'm just going to move on and see if I can't find a double clue location up here. That might not be the right play, but it's the play that we're going to take. So first action, move up to north side. 3 shroud, 2 clues, victory 1. You can spend 5 resources in an action to get 2 clues. This guy engages me. I will use Forbidden Knowledge to get a resource and take a horror on Agnes, which deals a damage to this guy he's defeated. Sure. Then we'll play Emergency Cash for 3 resources. And then we'll spend 4 to play Rite of Seeking. It would have been nice if I'd used Forbidden Knowledge once before, so I had the extra resource and then could have just played Rite of Seeking and used it right away. But I am saving this to double duty as damage via Agnes's ability. So, I don't know. Was that the right call? Hard to say, but it's what I did. Okay. No enemies that do anything. We upkeep into the Spirit of Thame. All right. I'll be happy to have that online before fighting the flip. 5 of 6 doom. Our encounter card, Mask of Umordoth. Interesting. So if I let this go, and I have an option because I could ward this, it will attach to the farthest cultist, which is Jeremiah Pierce. He'll get a doom, but the doom actually doesn't matter because we're in the witching hour. So it would give him +2 health, and we'll give him retaliate. The question is, do I care? He'll have 5 health. He could be parlayed, and I would be putting all my faith in that willpower test, which is kind of frightening. It would also be a hilarious way to just lose. Against my better judgment, I'm going to let this go. I'm not going to ward it. I'm saving my ward for the Masked Horrors, I think it's called, which does 2 horror if you have 2 or more clues, but if no one has 2 or more clues, you just add a doom to the agenda. That's the main thing I have this for. Yeah, I'm going to let this attach, because the doom won't matter. Okay. So, what am I doing? If I play the Spirit of Thame, I can then use Rite of Seeking to try to get these clues 8 against 3, which is pretty good. But I'll tell you, so that I have Look What I Found available, I just talked about not doing this, but this I do think is meaningful. I'm going to use the forbidden knowledge. I'll put the horror on Peter to get a resource. I will play the Spirit of Thame. Then I will take a resource. And now I will investigate with the Rite of Seeking. Since I have 2 resources, if I fail by 2 or less, I can use what I found. So we'll use Rite of Seeking and the Spirit of Thame. We're testing 8 against 3. We're 5 up. The doom matters because the skulls are actually -6 because of the doom on this guy. So that is a fail. And I lose all my actions, but it was my last action. But I can play look what I found to get the clues anyway, and that is what we're going to do. That's real funny. All right, Peter heals. No enemies that do anything. We upkeep. Arcane Studies. Doubtful I'm going to play that. All right, we're at 7 of 6 Doom, and our foe is the Masked Hunter. Fight 4, health 6 of aid 2. Does 2 damage and a horror. When engaged with him, can't discover or spend clues. Okay. And now we're on a Doom track of 8. The skulls do reset to 0. And let's see our encounter card. False lead. Am I going to drop my clues? Actually, no. I am going to ward this because it lets me do a damage to the Masked Hunter by putting horror on Agnes. So I will spend 1 to play Ward of Protection. To stop false lead, I take a horror on Agnes, and I use her ability to deal a damage to the Masked Hunter. Now, in the investigation phase, I will use... Does he ever retaliate? He does not. Oh, no. I'm going to attack first, because Shriveling might deal me a horror just naturally. So, we're going to attack with Shriveling. We are testing a base 6 against 4, which is less great than I'd like. We're going to exhaust the Spirit of Thame, so that we're 8 against 4. We're 4 up. 0. We pass by a bunch. We do 2 damage. We're going to attack again with Shriveling. So we're testing 6 on 4. And I'm going to commit the Arcane Studies. I don't think this is getting played. 7 on 4. We're 3 up. -2. We do another 2 damage. Now I will use Forbidden Knowledge. I'll take a resource. I'll put a horror on Agnes. Last point of damage is done. This guy is defeated. Yes. Good. And now let's work our way back around to Jeremiah Pierce. And we're going to start by seeing if we can find another double clue location. Let's move to downtown. It is not. It is 3 shroud, 1 clue. Spend an action to gain 3 resources, which we might do next turn. Okay. We took care of the boss enemy. We have 1 cultist on the board who we can go deal with. And we have 2 victory point locations already, actually. So as long as I just get Jeremiah, then that's my 5 victory points that I need. So, okay. We're cooking. All right. Enemies do nothing. We upkeep. Fire Axe. I mean, Shriveling is only 2 charges left, so that might become relevant. Middles, who are 1 of 8 doom. Oh, the Corpse Taker. This jerk. Fight 4, health 3 of aid 3. Farthest empty location. Gets a doom at the end of the Mythos phase. Keeps moving towards Rivertown. If he's already there, his doom goes on the agenda. All right. Where does he spawn? These are 1 away, 2 away. Farthest empty location. Ooh. That's either the graveyard or its south side, because these are not empty. Which means, unfortunately, he's going to move straight to Rivertown this turn. So I think I'm going to have to meet him there and try to annihilate him next turn. Which I guess means it doesn't really matter which spot I put him. I'll put him at the graveyard just because that's thematic. And he gets a doom. Okay. All right. I have 2 resources. Now, what I'm thinking about is, do I have time to get the 3 here? I'm not sure I do. The guys fight 4. Shriveling and Fame is 8 against 4. I have the last bit of forbidden knowledge that can do the 3rd point of damage he needs. I'll want to play Fire Axe. The resources would help with Fire Axe, but it would actually get me so high up that I couldn't spin down to 2 damage. I don't think I have time for this. I do have 2 clues that I could spend to spawn another cultist, but now is not the time. I have to deal with the corpse taker. All right. We're going to move. We're going to see if this is another 2 clue location. East Town. We've opened the whole map. It is. 4 Shroud, 2 clues, victory 1. You can spend an action to add 2 supplier ammo tokens to an asset you control. That would only be helpful for flashlight. I haven't seen flashlight yet. I would like to try to get these clues while I'm standing here. So 2nd action, we're going to play Fire Axe. 3rd action, we're going to investigate with Rite of Seeking and Spirit of Fame. So we're testing 8 against 4. We are 4 up on this test. Elder Sign. We pass by 7, and we get both clues and a victory point. Okay. Enemy phase, Corpse Taker moves to Rivertown. If he's still there and alive next turn, his doom will go on the agenda, which is bad. All right. We upkeep. A lucky. That's good to have in my back pocket. That's good timing. We're at 2+1 is 3 of 8 doom. Hunting Shadow, either spend a clue or take 2 damage. Yes, I can take 2 damage. That's fine. Now another doom gets added to the Corpse Taker, but hopefully he's not long for this world. Let's make that happen. We're going to move in to Rivertown. Corpse Taker engages. We're going to attack. Shriveling? Fire Axe? No. Do Shriveling. We're testing 6 against 4. We'll use the Athame. 8 against 4. We are 4 up on this test. -6. We play Lucky. Aha! To pass. And do 2 damage. And then we use our last bit of forbidden knowledge to get a resource, put a horror on Agnes, and this guy's defeated. And forbidden knowledge discards. Okay. So now there's Jeremiah. I actually haven't opened the whole map. I've never been down here. Do I deal with him with just with the parlay? The real amusing thing is that if I go in and parlay him next round, as long as I don't draw masked horrors, even if I auto-fail that test, I would still not quite... We'd be at 7 doom, and I'd still have time to resign. So that's actually probably the way to go. But I'm only 6 on 4 on that test. I don't have useful commits. Skulls are -2, but they're going to be -3 next turn. Do I draw a card? I think I draw a card. I'm looking for some willpower commits. I could draw into Dark Memory, but Peter can absorb the horror from it, if that happens. I could spend clues to spawn a cultist, but I really want to be equipped for the willpower test. We're going to draw a card. Another forbidden knowledge. That's not willpower icons. It's a good card for Agnes, don't get me wrong, but it's not what I'm looking for. All right. No enemies that do anything. We upkeep. Flashlight. Again, unfortunately, not what I'm looking for. So maybe we don't do the parlay. All right. Mythos. We're 3 of 8 doom. Our encounter card. A Night Gaunt. Maybe we're going to be too busy to do the parlay. All right. Okay. I do have one more shriveling charge. I have Fire Axe. I could spend my 3 resources, and with Fire Axe, I'd be swinging 8 against 3, because it's 3 fight, 4 health, evade 1. Which is reasonable. Skulls are -3 right now. Yes. I think that's what we do. We'll attack with Shriveling first. Exhaust the Athame. We are testing 8 against 3. We're 5 up. A Skull. So, Skull's -3, so we pass and do 2 damage. We do take a Horror from Shriveling. I mean, I could put it on Agnes, and she'll ping the Night Gaunt. But the problem is then, like, I just want to attack it anyway, right? Using the Fire Axe. And I want to spend resources to make that a reasonable attack. So I think I'm not. I'm just going to put the Horror on Peter. Fine. And now we will attack with the axe. I will spend all 3 resources. So 2, 4, 6, 8. We're spending 8 against 3. We're 5 up. -3. The guy's defeated. Okay. And Forbidden Knowledge. I could play it. Yes, we're going to play Forbidden Knowledge. Okay. No enemies that do anything. We upkeep. Can we get some willpower commits? Hey, guts. That's what I'm looking for. Now this test is 8 against 4, which is much better odds. Peter also heals. End of my turn. Okay, Mythos. We're at 4 of 8 Doom. Skulls are -4. Our encounter card... Oh! Masked Horrors. I sighed because normally this is just an Ancient Evils, but I actually have 2 or more clues. I have 4 clues. So instead, I just take 2 horror. And that's what Peter Sylvester is good at doing, taking 2 horror. Okay. Let's go have a chat. We're going to move back to my house. Jeremiah engages us. But we're going to parlay him. So he goes to the victory display. And now we test willpower 4. And we put a doom in the agenda for each point we fail by. We're going to commit guts. We're 8 on 4. We're 4 up. -2, we pass. And we draw a card, which is another guts. That went way better than it had any right to go. So I think now we have a couple turns left. We might be able to get another cultist. I'm going to spend an action and 2 clues to spawn one. Who is it? It's Victoria Devourer, who spawns way the hell up back at Northside. But can be parlayed with 5 resources. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Peter Sylvester heals. Enemy phase. Nothing happens. Upkeep. What I'm debating is, do I want to use Forbidden Knowledge, put a whore on Peter, and get that extra resource? To get that much closer to 5 resources to parlay her. Honestly? Well, I guess I can do it. I can do it during my turn. There's no rush on that. No, actually, I should. In the upkeep phase, after Peter has... Because he healed at the end of my turn. Yes, in the upkeep phase, before actually upkeeping, I'll use Forbidden Knowledge, put the whore on Peter to get myself a resource. Now we upkeep. And time is running out because of chronophobia. Okay. Mythos. We're at 5 of 8 Doom. We have 3 rounds left. Hunting Shadow, spend a clue or take 2 damage. I might spend a clue here. Because if I don't and draw another, I'm toast. Well, I could spend a clue to cancel the 3rd one if I draw the 3rd one. So maybe I ride it out. Am I going to spend these clues? Do I have time to spawn another cultist? With chronophobia out, I don't think I do. Because 5 of 8, it's going to take me 1, 2... If I moved once and got rid of chronophobia, then next turn, during the 6th turn, I could move twice and parlay. That'd be my whole turn. And there wouldn't be enough time to do another cultist. But what else could do 2 damage? I've got the clues. I guess, or do I ride out the chronophobia? No, that feels like a bad idea. My gut. 1, 2. I'm not going to greed this. I don't think. No. We're going to... What I'm worried about, if I just take the 2 damage, is that next turn I might draw a need for knowledge, lose both my clues, and then the final turn, draw the 3rd one of these, and I'm dead. That's what I'm worried about. Because we haven't seen either of the needs for knowledge. We haven't seen either of the needs for knowledge? Why did I think we had? Oh, I'm calling it the wrong thing. It's false lead. Need for knowledge is, what? Return dunnage? But there is at least one more false lead, and that kind of combo would annihilate me. I'm going to spend the clue, so I don't take the damage. Okay. And now we're just going to spend 2 resources to get rid of 2 actions to get rid of chronophobia, and we're going to move to Rivertown. Fine. Peter heals. Enemies do nothing. Upkeep. Before we upkeep, I'll use the forbidden knowledge. Get a resource, put a horror on Peter. Now we upkeep. Hey, big shriveling. A little late, but that's fine. Mythos, we're at 6 of 8. And our encounter card is... Well, there's the last hunting shadow. So I guess I'll spend the clue. Sure, why not? That's real funny. Okay. And yeah, we're just going to move twice back up to Victoria. And we will spend an action and 5 resources to parlay her. Get that 1 extra victory point. And then next turn we will resign. That's the plan. Peter heals. Enemies do nothing. We upkeep. Fight or flight. We're going to flight away from this place. Mythos, 7 of 8. Doom, last card. I was ready for it to be masked horrors, add a doom, and suddenly it's past midnight. But instead, it's Crypt Chill, 6 against 4. -2, we pass. And we resign. Okay. Honestly, that went significantly better than I was expecting it to. We got 3 cultists, which, I mean, 4 is much better in terms of time to do Return to the Devourer below, but I'll take this. And I got 7 victory points total, which is 2 more than I was going for. So I actually will have something a little extra. I don't yet know what it's going to be. I got to think that through to lead into Return to the Devourer below. Okay, fine. Good. So we have resigned. So no resolution. So resolution 1. We interrogated these 3 bozos. The ones who got away are these other 3 bozos. Let's just put these up here. Alma Hill, Billy Cooper, Herman Collins. Yeah, I didn't have time to deal with any of those bozos. Spoiler alert, I don't think they're going to make an appearance in Devour Below based on what I'm going to be trying to do. And yeah, 7 victory points. So we actually have 8. Oh, that's a good break point. I forgot I saved one. No, I still will only have... All right, never mind. It's fine. I'm going to work through my upgrades going to Return to the Devourer below, but hey, this worked out. This worked out pretty well. Okay, going to pause here and meet you back at return to the Devourer below. All right, time for the glorious question mark finale. Expert Agnes versus return to the Devourer below. We had 8 points coming into this one. I've spent 6 of it on 2 copies of Blood Pact, the permanent. This is my secret weapon. The goal here is to turtle until Umordoth shows up and blast it off the face of the map. Because once Umordoth shows up, Doom no longer matters. So that means I can use the 2 blood packs to give myself +6 willpower, or if I needed, a total of +6 combat for every test. So, we're not going to be moving around trying to pick up clues. We're not going to be spawning the cultists. This does mean that when Umordoth comes out, because we're playing Return, Vault of Earthly Demise will have 3 resources on it. So Umordoth is going to be a tremendous fight 8, health 13, evade 6. But I think we can do it. Or at least we're going to try. This is why I wanted to have enough, at least 5 victory points earned in Midnight Masks, plus the one I kept, allowing me to get both copies of this. Now, I had 2 extra that I got because Midnight Masks went better than I expected. And I've spent them to put in Recharge Level 2. Here's a card. How often do you play this? An event. Choose a spell or relic controlled by an investigator at your location. Reveal a random token. If it's a funky symbol, it gets discarded. Otherwise, put 3 charges on it. This could recharge my Shriveling level 5. Discarding it is, of course, very bad. But if I wait to use this until it's empty, I mean, I haven't lost anything, right? I vaguely thought about using Book of Shadows level 1, but it's so slow. And I'm better off, I think, using those extra turns to draw cards and prepare myself for the brawl that is to be. And I've dropped a Rite of Seeking to make room for recharge because we ain't picking up clues this time. So, get rid of that. Let's shuffle this in. And, let's see the nonsense. Let's fix this camera. We've got our main path, which is where we start. We might as well shuffle and put 4 Arkham Woods locations into play, even though I doubt very much I'm going to go to any of them at any point. We pick randomly an Agents of the Ancient One to shuffle in. We've got 2 Doom on the agenda to start because 3 cultists got away. We've put in our Elder thing into the Chaos bag. Let's look at what the Expert bag is like for this. Skulls -3. If you fail, you're drawing a monster enemy from the encounter deck or discard. Cultist is -4 and put 2 Doom on the nearest enemy, whether you pass or fail. Tablet -5. If there's a monster at your location, take a damage and a horror, whether or not you pass. And the Elder thing is a whopping -7, and if Umordoth's in play, you get another token on top of that. Fun times had by all, except for me. All right, let's take a look at our opening hand, shall we? Interesting. Level 2 Peter, very good to have at the start. Recharge, I don't want at the start. Guts, I don't want at the start. Do I want both Forbidden Knowledges? Honestly, I might. I can have both in play. And a double ping? Yeah, I'm going to hang on to both of these. Chronophobia goes back. All right. So we're going to be drawing a bunch of things, but because we want to find our shrivelings, obviously, but we will. We will. Okay. We reveal the main path. 2 shrouds, 0 clues. You can resign or not. And let's commence the brawl. And first turn, we're just going to play our good Peter Sylvester. So we have willpower 6 and agility 4. And then we're going to play both Forbidden Knowledges. Yeah. Do I start using them? No, I'm saving them for ping ability. Okay. No enemies. We upkeep. There's a fire axe. Okay. If an enemy comes out early before I get my shrivelings, between this and the Forbidden Knowledges, I hopefully will be able to fight back. Okay. Mythos. We're at 3 of 4 Doom on the first agenda. Let's make sure this is shuffled. What's our encounter card? It is Umordoth's Wrath. It has willpower 5. For each point you fail by, either choose and discard a card from your hand or take a damage in a horror. Well, that is going to hurt. But I can commit guts to this, so we're testing 8 against 5, which is better than a coin flip. And since it cares how much you fail by, let's run it. We're 3 up. -5, so we fail by 2. I'm contemplating discarding the E-Cache and taking 1 damage and 1 horror. The horror, of course, going on Peter. Because I do want the fire axe, but the money is probably less important since I have the forbidden knowledges. Yes, I think that's the play. We'll discard this. We'll take 1 damage, 1 horror on Peter. All right. Not great. Not terrible. Okay. Time to start drawing. Let's draw a card. Hey, there's our big shriveling. I'm an idiot. I could have used my blood packs on that test. Because we were in the witching hour. I didn't even think of it. I would have passed. I mean, too late now, but that is what I should have done. I should have used both blood packs to just toss an extra +6 willpower at that test. My error. Let's see if it makes me lose. And honestly, tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to play the big shriveling, because of course. But I'm also going to use Forbidden Knowledge, one of them, and I'll take the horror on Peter, so I can play the fire axe. So that, honestly, it might be crypt chill protection more than anything else. But we know an enemy is coming, so now we're prepared for it. Peter heals a horror at the end of my turn. No enemies, we upkeep. Spirit of Thame. Good to see. Mythos. Okay. The first agenda ticks over. We shuffle the discard to the encounter deck. Discard till a monster's discarded. Spawn it with me at the main path, and it gets a doom. What's our poison? We have the Yog-Sothoth cards. Offer Power and the Yithian Observer. Okay. It's the Acolyte of Amordoth. Fight 3, health 3, evade 2. Okay. Could be... Whoops. What am I doing? Could be... Why? Alright, could be worse. It's a doom. But now, during Agenda 2, of course, all enemies get +1 fight, +1 evade. So it's actually a 4/3/3, which is not great. Alright. Let's see what happens. Our encounter card. Ooh, another enemy, a Grave Eater. So, boosted, fight 3, health 2, evade 3. When it attacks, discard a card at random from your hand. So, because our shriveling can do 3 damage, I'm going to use in the player window at the end of the Mythos phase 1 Forbidden Knowledge to get a resource and take a horror on Agnes to do a damage to the Grave Eater. Now, investigation phase. We're going to attack the Acolyte with shriveling. We're testing 9 against 3. We're 6 up on this test. -8 is a fail. That is annoying, but it doesn't retaliate at least. We're going to do that again. 9 against 3. We're 6 up. Skull. So Skull's -3. So we pass. Excuse me, 9 against 4. I forgot it is boosted. But Skull's -3. We still pass. So we do 3 damage and it dies. We take 2 horror. 1 goes on Peter, 1 on Agnes, which deals a damage to this Grave Eater, and it dies. Okay. I don't... I'd love to draw a card, but if it's Dark Memory, that's another 2 horror, because it's my last action. That strikes me as unsafe. So last action, we're just going to take a resource. Pete Sylvester heals. Enemies are gone. We upkeep in 2. Look what I found. That's not helpful here, is what it is. We're at 1 of 5 doom. Our encounter card is an Ancient Evils. We're at 2 of 5 doom. Okay. But I have a free hand to draw and play things. So we're going to draw a card. Second Fire Axe. I mean, it's a fist commit. We're going to draw a card. Recharge. Okay. Might become relevant. Last action will play the Spirit of Thane. All right. We're gearing up. No enemies on the board. Pete Sylvester heals. We upkeep into a Guts. Okay. Mythos. We're at 3 of 5 Doom. Our encounter card. Disciple of the Devourer. So he gets a Doom and spawns at another location. Do I spend time going after him? I could, reasonably. Only spending really 1 action to move. And then I could defeat him using Forbidden Knowledge, actionlessly. Otherwise, we lose a round of prep time before Umordoth. Also, by moving once, I will be 1 location away from Umordoth when it spawns. So that's kind of also giving me another round. I think that's worth it. So. But I might draw first, just in case I draw into Dark Memory. Yeah, let's draw first. What do we got? An Unexpected Courage. That's good. I'm going to draw again. Chronophobia. That's unfortunate, because now I'm going to be taking a horror. I didn't think that through. Oh, well, actually. Now, here's what we do. And now, last action, we move in on this guy. Hey, we found the Quiet Glade! There is a 1 in 10 chance of this location being the Quiet Glade, but this is the place where once a turn I can spend an action to heal a damage or a horror. This is the perfect place to turtle. Thank you, Disciple of the Devourer, for bringing me this gift. Your prize? Chronophobia, dealing me a direct horror at the end of my turn, which deals a damage back to you when you are defeated. That's hilarious. Okay, we know where we're making our stand. Or at least waiting for a while. So, no enemies, we upkeep. Unlucky. That's good to have as well. Mythos, we're at 4 of 5 Doom. Our encounter card is a Grave Eater. Okay. Now, do I try to kill it with an attack? Or do I kill it actionlessly with the Forbidden Knowledges? I think actionlessly is the answer. So, in the Mythos phase, we'll use 1 Forbidden Knowledge to take a resource and a horror and deal it a damage. Then in the investigation phase, we'll use the other Forbidden Knowledge to take a resource and a horror and deal it a damage, and it dies. We will spend 2 actions to get rid of Chronophobia. And we will spend 1 action to use the Quiet Glade to heal a horror. Okay. No enemies on the board. We upkeep. There's Dark Memory. Well, we're going to play it next turn. 5 Doom, this advances. Test Willpower 6, and if you fail, you get a random basic Madness weakness. Well, I don't want that. So we're testing 6 against 6. I do have Lucky. I do have Guts. I do have Unexpected Courage. Is it worth it my throwing a bunch at this? Do I use a Blood Pact? Probably not. Because that's just getting Doom. So if I throw Guts and Unexpected Courage, I'll be 10 against 6. And then Lucky covers these. I do think that's worth it. All right. We're testing 10 against 6. 0. We pass. And we draw a card from Guts, which is Arcane Studies, which I will actually play as an outlet for resources. Okay. All right. That went well. 3rd agenda, 5 Doom, and then the big guy shows up. So, what's our encounter card? We are frozen in fear. Well, hopefully it won't matter, and hopefully we'll just pass that test natively with our willpower 6. But first, we are going to play Dark Memory. Got to get rid of this. Puts a doom on the agenda. Sucks, but that is Agnes Baker's weakness. I guess I can draw freely now. I've seen both my weaknesses. I do want to play Arcane Studies, though, and I probably should heal. What else am I looking for, though? I'm looking for my Rosary. I'm looking for my other Shriveling. This guy has 13 health. 3, 6. I do have Fire Axe. Could work, could work. Do I use Recharge before he shows up? Or do I just draw cards? I should probably keep healing, I'll tell you that. It is also probably going to be meaningful. I may want to heal the damage. Oh, wait, no. Painkillers. I want painkillers. Let's draw a card and see what we get. Drawn to the Flame. That's not really helpful. I mean, it's at least a willpower commit. So it's not as useless as a flashlight, which is also in here. All right, I am going to heal a horror using the Quiet Glade. Now we attempt the Frozen in Fear test. We're 6 on 3. We're just going to test this. Elder Sign, we pass by 6, so this goes away. Good. All right. No enemies. We upkeep. A Fearless. Okay. Good, good. 2 out of 5. And there's still other things I want, though. Encounter card, Umordal's Wrath. So once again, all right, so we're testing 6 against 5. Don't love it. I should have probably played the Arcane Studies last turn so I could pump resources into it. I mean, look what I found I can discard. Recharge. Drawn to the Flame, I could discard. Fearless, I could commit. If I commit Fearless and Drawn to the Flame, I'm testing 8 against 5. That is passing on half the bag. And I do have Lucky. We're going to try that. I'm going to commit these. So we're 8 against 5 on this test. Skulls -3. We pass. So we heal a horror. Good. All right. We're drawing. The Heirloom. I mean, that's just a commit. We're drawing again. Flashlight. That's not helpful. Are we drawing a third time or are we healing? If I draw a third time, then I'm going to need to be discarding at the end of the round. Painkillers is in here. I would really like to have it. I can discard at the end of the round. I can discard the Flashlight, which is not helpful to me. Look what I found is also not helpful to me. What about this 3 damage? Painkillers. Heal 1. The more horror I have healed, the more damage I can do using Agnes's ability. We're at 2 of 5 doom. We still have a couple rounds. I am going to Use the Quiet Glade to heal. I am going to heal the horror. Okay. No enemies. We upkeep. Ward of Protection. Okay. Okay. 3 of 5 Doom. What? Oh, come on, game. What is our encounter card? Rotting Remains. Okay. Willpower 3. I mean, I think we just take this. Testing 6 against 3. We're 3 up. -4. We fail by 1, but we can put the horror on Peter Sylvester. No problem at all. Okay. Once again, we're going to draw. An Unexpected Courage. That's good to have. Do I play... I'm sketchy about playing the recharge. And potentially... Like, I don't want to play it when I've got 2 charges that I have, right? It would be lovely to get up to 5 before Mordos shows up, but I don't think that's the right way to do this. Honestly, we're going to draw again. I know we're over hand size. That's fine. Hey, the Rosary. Okay, we're going to play that. Now our willpower 7. That's good. Peter heals. I didn't use the Quiet Glade this turn. That's fine. No enemies. We upkeep. Second flashlight. We have to discard 2 cards. They are going to be the 2 flashlights. Okay. Mythos. We're at 4 of 5 Doom. We can use our blood packs. A Yithian Observer. Okay. Fight 4 health, 4 evade 3. Again, the problem is I haven't found my other shriveling. And I haven't found the painkillers either. I do think I need to shrivel this guy. Okay. So in the end of the Mythos phase... 1, 2... I guess it doesn't matter. No. I'm not going to use a Forbidden Knowledge in the Mythos phase. Investigation phase, I am going to attack with the shriveling. And because we are in the Witching Hour, I can use both blood packs. So let's just plunk a Doom on each of these to get +6. So we're testing 7, 10. We're testing 16 against 4. We're 12 up. We're 13 up with the Elder Sign. We do 3 damage. And then we will use a Forbidden Knowledge to take a horror on Agnes, get a resource, last bit of damage. This guy goes in the victory display. Okay. We're going to draw a card. All right. Other Peter Sylvester. Whoa. Put that there, back there. Other Peter Sylvester. Okay. That's not real helpful. Do I play Arcane Studies? I'm going to have one more round because Umordov's going to show up here. Then I have one more round to prepare, and then it'll move here. And then I'm going to want to move in and start attacking it. Oh, do I play Recharge? Do I run the risk to try to get my Shriveling back up to 4 charges? Or potentially lose it? Since it's 1 charge left? Maybe I do. Next turn. Maybe I do next turn. I think, though, I'm going to draw another card. I really want to see if I can either get Painkillers or my other Shriveling. And I'm at 9. If I draw another card, then I'm going to be at 11. I could discard the Look What I Found. Oh, I really will be over, won't I? No, I should play something. Do I play the Arcane Studies, or do I just go for the Recharge now? Heck it. We're going to go for the Recharge now. Can we recharge this 1 charged left Shriveling? What's our token? -4. We did it. We had 3 charges. I don't know what just happened there. Why we added two... What the heck? I don't know why we added 2 charges and a resource. Don't ask me. But there we go. I have never played this card. Well, I guess I just did. No enemies on the board. We upkeep into fight or flight. That's good to see. That could be our ace in the hole finisher if all goes sideways. We're at hand size. We're past hand size, so we're going to discard the look what I found because it doesn't have any useful icons. All right, Mythos. Yeah, we advance. So we put the ritual site into play, and Immortal spawns there. With the Vault of Earthly Demise attached, and with 3 resources on it. The big guy here. Okay. And now, the Devourer below. This is our act. Doom no longer matters. So I can now freely use the blood packs however much I want. Okay. Here we go. Endgame time. What's our encounter card? Chill from below. Test willpower 3. Discard a card at random from your hand for each point you fail by. We'll add a doom on each blood pact. So we're now testing 13 against 3. Seems good. -1. We passed by 12. Right. Okay. There is still one other piece of our kit I would like to have, and that is painkillers. But I don't know that we're going to get it. So we're going to draw and see if we do. Other Shriveling. It's only level 0. But I could play it as a backup, maybe. Not going to be using Fire Axe, which is fine. 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm counting damage on my Shrivelings. Move, attack, attack. Attack, attack, attack. Gonna hit. Yes. I am gonna play this other Shriveling as a backup. And last action, I'm going to heal a damage. Okay. Enemies. Umordov moves down to the main path. Next turn, we're going to go in both Shrivels blasting. Upkeep. Second lucky. Good. We're at overhand size. And I think we're committing... not committing. We're discarding the Fire Axe. Okay. Mythos. Doom doesn't matter, but we still add it. What's our encounter card? Umordov's Wrath. It has willpower 5, so we're testing 7 against 5. We'll add Doom to each blood cack. 10. We're testing 13 against 5. We are 8 up. -5, we pass. Okay, here we go. First action, we move on in. I know Immortal's massive, but I'm still going to put him in my threat area. For the fun of the game, although I don't know what was happening there. DTS is a physics simulator. Okay, so like I said, with the Vault of Earthly Demise, this guy is fight 8 and health 13. Time to start blasting. We're going to attack with the big Shriveling. So, we're base 10 against 8. Blood Pact 13. We're 16 against 8. We'll use the Athame to be 20. Be 18 against 8. Almost couldn't do math there. 7 plus 3 is 10. Plus 3 is 13. Plus 3 is 16. Athame, we're 18 against 8. Yeah. We're 10 up. 0. Yeah, there is actually a 0 in the expert bag, but okay, 3 damage. We're going to attack again with the big Shriveling. We will again throw these onto blood pacts. So we're 7, 10, 13, 16. This time we're 16 against 8. We've got luckies. I guess we should commit something. 16 against 8. Let's commit the heirloom to be 20 against... No, to be 18 against 8. We are again 10 up. Tablet. So -5. There is no monster here. Mordoth is not a monster. So I pass, which does another 3 damage. I do have to take 2 horror. So, 1 on Peter, 1 on Agnes, so that she gets to ping Mordoth also with her ability. Okay. Fine. Enemy phase. Umordoth wallops us for 3 damage and 3 horror. 3 damage goes on Agnes. Oh, also Peter healed at the end of the my turn. 2 horror on Peter, 1 horror on Agnes, which does another damage back to Umordoth. He is at 8 of 13. Upkeep phase. Do I use a forbidden knowledge to put another ping on him? I think I do. We're going to use forbidden knowledge in the upkeep phase to get a resource, do a damage, horror, on Agnes, use her ability. Now Umordoth is at 9 of 13. We just need to do 4 more damage. We didn't actually upkeep. What is our upkeep? It's another Ward of Protection. Mythos, we're at 2 plus 8 is 10 out of Infinity Doom. And our encounter card, a Mask of Umordoth. I mean, does it matter? A cultist will spawn with Doom. No, Doom doesn't matter. Let's drag out a disciple of the Devourer. In fact, let's pull let's pull out the disciple of the Devourer that we killed. Sure, why not? He's back with a mask. Oh, come on. And he gets a Doom that no one cares about. And heck, he rose from the dead in the... No, actually, let's not be silly. I don't think it's going to matter, but he's just the ritual site. Fine. Yeah. Let's do this. We attack with Shriveling, the big Shriv. So, 10 against 8. Use both blood packs. 13 against 8, 16 against 8. I got my luckies. Is there any reason not to commit? We'll commit extra Peter. 17 against 8. We'll commit this Arcane Studies. 18 against 8. We're 10 up. Thinking. Actually, no. Just in case we somehow pulled Elder Thing into -8, which would be a total of -15. Let's see if we can get 15 up on this attack. Hold on. What are we at? 7 plus 3 from Big Shriv is 10, plus 3 from Blood Pact is 13. This makes it 16. We're 16 against 8. We have the luckies in our back pocket. So let's commit the Unexpected Courage, 18 on 8, and the the Arcane Studies. We're 19 against 8. We are 11 up on this test. 0. 3 damage. And you know what that means. We use Forbidden Knowledge. We take a resource. We take a horror. And Agnes does a damage back. 13 damage. Umordoth defeated. Ha! All right, I feel kind of silly that so many of those token pulls at the end were so soft, but you saw the whole point here was to have so much Doom. Well, yeah, we had that too. But so many boosts from the blood packs and the rest of the nonsense I have. I didn't even use the Spirit of Fame on that last turn. I should have. That I was able to pass the worst of what the Chaos Bag could throw at me. So that's kind of funny. I mean, autofail would have annihilated me, but you know what? Oh, wow. I guess we got lucky in that sense on this run as well. But the point is, we did it. Umordoth is defeated. Resolution 2. Wrong place. Here we go. Through force of arms and strength of will, mostly strength of will, we repelled Umordoth. Yes, we get our 2 physical and 2 mental trauma for our troubles. We get 1 victory point for the Yithian Observer, plus another 10 for saving Arkham from a terrible fate. Triumphing in battle, no, actually, from having triumphed in battle against a truly terrible foe, and we win. Agnes Baker wins. We have earned Arkham expertise because we did this on expert. And there you have it. That is the culmination and capstone of Arkham Horror Like It's 2018. We have accomplished all of the achievements in Return to the Night of the Zealot using just the card pool that existed when the Return to the Night of the Zealot box was published. This was a blast. This whole endeavor was a blast. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see which point in Arkham Horror's history I decide to focus my efforts on next. But until that time, take it easy, everyone.